Hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. I'm sure you guys have heard a quote or something along those lines, right? And I would say, we're living through some hard times. Now, obviously, if you go back like 500 years, I would much rather prefer to live now. So that way I can just kick my feet up, play some video games, watch some Netflix. I'm not going to try to come out here and say that right now is shitty. But because it's really not, right? I mean, throughout human history, things have gotten progressively better, right? But I will say, the state in the world we live in is because of the weak men that created it. Now, let me cook, okay? Let me cook, right? The boomers have been in power for so long, bro. So freaking long. And I'm not just only specifically talking about political power. I'm just talking about just power in general. They run the companies. They run the industries. They essentially run mainly everything. And so you can think the current state of the world, whether you think the current state of the world is bad or think it's good, you can thank the current state of the world to the boomers, because this is the world that they've created, right? Well, I hate to be that guy, but it's much harder for my generation to own a home than it was for their generation. In my generation, a college degree means significantly less compared to their generation. In my generation, inflation is up exponentially compared to their generation. And I could probably keep going on and on and on. All I'm trying to say is that the older generations had it much easier than my current generation, which is Gen Z. And you always get these boomers saying, like, oh, well, maybe if you would just work a little harder, maybe you should get 2 jobs, maybe if you just not spend your money at Chipotle every day. And I'm not gonna lie, there's a little bit of merit to the Chipotle thing, but the whole work hard thing is like the biggest bullshit I've ever heard, bro. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying? One dude can literally go work at a company for 40 to 50 years, and supply his family with a house, multiple cars, raise his kids, send them off to college, go travel to other countries, bro, all for just one income. Like, to me, bro, like, that just sounds absolutely crazy. But my generation is over here struggling, bro. Like, their college degrees don't mean shit no more. And even if they do graduate college, they're still struggling to get a job. And even if they do get a job, AI is most likely gonna replace it. So, like, what do you mean we're not working hard enough, bro? My generation's probably working more jobs and more hours than you ever have in your life. But the whole boomers are starting to notice my generation thing kind of came up the other day, right? When I was at the movie theater, and I'm sure you guys have heard about these movies, Obsession, Backrooms. I mean, there's a lot of good movies out right now. It's summertime. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Go to the movie theater. It's freaking lit. Go spend time with your girlfriend. Go spend time with your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your family. Go to the movie theater. It's lit. Personally, I love going to the movie theater. It's like one of my favorite things to do. But I recently went to go watch Backrooms and Obsession, which great movies. Go watch those movies if you haven't already. They're literal peak. Obsession's better than Backrooms, but Backrooms is it's good. It's okay. I mean, it's if you like Backrooms, you're gonna like that movie too. But this isn't really like a movie review, right? But I went to the movie theater the other day and watched both these movies, and then on Instagram and social media and Twitter, all these like social media platforms, I would keep seeing posts about, oh, Obsession is doing so good in the box office. It was only made off of $750,000, which is under $1 million, which for a movie is actually crazy, by the way. Oh, but it's already past $100 million. It's 100x its budget. Oh, Backrooms is the biggest opening of A24. It's made $90 million in its first day, beating out Star Wars. Oh my God, now this is where it gets to a rant, okay? Now this is where this video gets into a rant, okay? But ultimately, the message of the video, it'll all come back and come full circle, okay? The Mandalorian, bro. I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars super nerd, but bro, I'm not gonna lie. I hate to be that guy. Star Wars has been dead. Star Wars has been dead for a long time. I'm not gonna lie, and it ain't coming back. There's no way Star Wars can come back to its former glory, right? But when I see that a brand new Star Wars movie is getting beat. By the way, the last Star Wars movie hasn't come out for it's been 7 years since we had a Star Wars movie in theaters. So you would think, oh, it's been so long, we finally got a new Star Wars movie. People are gonna go see it. That's not what's happening, bro. Star Wars is so fucking dead, and the boomers are so ignorant into what they've done to the brand that we have Gen Z directors. The guy who directed Obsession is 26, and the guy who directed Backrooms, when he directed it, he was like 18 or 19. These motherfuckers, my generation, knows what people want to see. These ignorant boomers that are milking these IPs dry don't know what the average consumer wants anymore. So when I saw that, the fact that, a 20-year-old and a 26-year-old director is literally, they're destroying a major movie franchise, you know, from Disney, the ultimate, a media franchise or a media company, Disney. I was like, wow, oh my God, like this is the future. And what's even crazier, what's even better too, is that these directors are already being hit up by other movie studios. It's almost crazy how if you just give the younger generation a chance, we cook. We literally cook. I'm not trying to say we as in me, like I can't fucking create no obsession movie, you know, right? But what I'm trying to say is my generation has the ideas. The boomers seem like they're stuck in their ways. Now, this is just specifically pertaining to movies, but you know, for the past couple years, we've been stuck getting sequels, remakes, and nothing new, really. And when something new does come out, it's fucking dog shit, buddy. It's fucking dog shit. So the fact that we have 20-year-old literal YouTubers coming into Hollywood, breaking record after record, surpassing a new Star Wars movie at the box office, to me, that just blows my mind. That just blows my mind, and it just goes to show how much, it goes to show how dead Star Wars is, right? But it just goes to show that if you give the younger generation a chance, they might actually create something worthwhile. Now, I want to move away from the movies thing because now, although the movie thing did make me think of this video topic, I do want to move away from that. Another thing I want to talk about is how boomers are literally like scrolling Facebook and just falling for AI videos. It doesn't have to be political. It could just be stupid AI videos. Names shouldn't be named, but my girlfriend's mom constantly sends her videos of puppies, like, oh, sad puppies that need help. And then my girlfriend would send, like, hey, mom, by the way, that's an AI video. And then her mom would be like, wait, what? No, it's not. What I'm trying to say is boomers are out here falling for AI videos, while my generation is the one creating the videos and having the ability to be tech savvy enough to do something like that. Now, although my generation needs multiple jobs and multiple sources of income just to like basically make it, right? What is cool is that we are blessed to have the internet. That's something the boomers didn't have. And we have like genuinely the most overpowered tool known to man. And if you don't abuse this tool, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna fall behind. I appreciate the fact that my generation is using all the tools at their disposal because you can make so much money online, whether it be clipping streamers, making brain rot content, drop shipping, selling things on Etsy, flipping things from Facebook Marketplace. These are things my generation has come up with to make more money, which I think that's pretty cool. I honestly, that's another thing that my generation is really good at. I'm pretty sure we're the most entrepreneurial generation in quite some time. Another really amazing thing about my generation is the fact that we have seen through the veil, bro. Now, I don't want to keep saying we as in everybody because like we as in like everybody don't really fully understand, but from what I see with my own eyes, I think my generation sees past the corruption. I think whether you're left or right, blue or red, it doesn't really matter. We don't want Biden's raggedy ass in the Oval Office making decisions for us. Bro couldn't even talk, you know what I'm saying? He was out here saying chocolate chip, and I'm not gonna lie, he kind of cooked with that because chocolate chip ice cream is fire. We also don't want Trump out here starting wars, even though he said he wouldn't. Those island files have really opened our eyes to how corrupt people are with power. I don't want to say, specifically what I'm talking about, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Because I don't want this video to get, restricted or anything. But when I say my generation has peered beyond the veil and seen the truth, we see some of the most heinous acts done by the most powerful, right? We've seen how they abuse their power and their money. And that's why I think when my generation actually has the opportunity to gain power, whether it be in the movie industry, in politics, in tech, I hope and pray that my generation is smart enough to not make the same mistakes that the boomers have been making. I genuinely think when my generation seizes power, bro, a reckoning is coming, is all I'm saying. All roads lead to Rome, guys. All roads lead to Rome, okay? And we've seen all this shit. We see how power is abused. We've seen how we've been treated, what the boomers and what the older generations have left us. And it's easy to be a doomer in my generation, right? I see so much doomer content online, but also you have to keep hope, right? I just hope and pray that when my generation seizes power, a reckoning's coming, boys. I just don't think my generation is satisfied with sitting idly by while shit gets even worse. Like, I don't know specifically what countries, but I remember a year or two ago, there were several protests in other countries where the protesters were literally flying Luffy's Jolly Roger, bro. That no boomers ain't gonna be doing that, bro. And what's crazy is that flag, Luffy's Jolly Roger from One Piece, was made illegal. The symbol for freedom in One Piece was made illegal. Like, that's crazy, bro. And that was my generation. I'm not trying to say that was me out there. I wasn't doing that. But that's my generation of people. We're done sitting idly by. And that's why I think when our generation finally gets power, I do think a lot of things are gonna change. But I'm just hoping. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, though. Maybe I'm too hope-pilled. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty optimistic. I like to be optimistic. I don't think things progressively just get worse and worse and worse over time. Though obviously, there's ups and downs, and maybe we're in a down right now, but in a couple years when we have the opportunity to be in power, I do think the up is coming. But guys, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. It really helps with the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.